The Mayor's Office on African Affairs, under the Executive Office of Mayor Bowser, uses the African Community Grant to provide funding to African nonprofit organizations that provide services to the district African community. These services and programs are directly tied to Mayor Bowser's policy priorities to ensuring that every single resident, including the African community, has access to the middle class. The grant, over the past year and a half, the African Community Grant has been a great opportunity for the Mayor's Office on African Affairs to partner with community-based organizations to continue to provide services to the African community. I've been so proud of the work that we accomplished under the African Community Grant and of our grantees. This year alone, the grant that is provided by the Mayor's Office on African Affairs has served 33% more Africans than it has in FY15. And I'm just so excited of the work they're doing, and I cannot wait to see what is yet to come.
In 83, I founded Kankuran West African Dance Company. I decided to have another dance theater Harlem here, representing the African culture, history and dance and music. And I created also this conference here in Washington, D.C. every year. A couple of years ago, I was getting ready to give up on Washington. Everybody keeps saying, move to Maryland, Virginia. I say, I live here, this is my home. And we get this support from the African Affairs, from the mayor office, and that really helped a lot.
The whole point of MLove was to make sure that immigrants themselves knew their rights and were able to fight to make sure themselves that those rights were being followed. In the last couple of years, we saw that only 4 to 5% of the English language learners, only about 5% of them said that they were prepared for college or for the workplace. So we started with schools. We started talking to parents around the DC area, immigrant parents, those from Latin America, from Africa, and from Asia specifically, and sent out people with the language skills to be able to first talk to the students as well as to the parents. We partner with Office of African Affairs in more than one way, besides receiving funding, also being partners with regards to resources, places to go, other grantees that OAA works with that we'd be able to partner with as well.
Our mission is to provide free hepatitis B and C and HIV screenings for the at-risk communities in the DC area. The main part of our mission also is to link those tested positive to care. We've been the grantees in the last 2 years from the Mayor's Office of African Affairs. And with the funding that we receive, we're able to reach out to the African immigrant communities, the Ethiopians, the Nigerians, the Cameroons, the Ghanaians, for many different health screenings.
Those people who've been, we found positive, we connect them to care for treatment, and we gave over 50 people hepatitis B vaccination.
We were also able to provide glucose and lipid panel testings.
Thank you, their support, and I hope they're going to support us in the future too.
The center was established in November of 1980, mainly to help Ethiopian immigrants coming to the United States. The last 3 years, we've been fortunate to be recipients of the the Mayor's Office on African Affairs grant, and our focus is on youth enrichment. And it has been a great addition for our program. We were able to provide services for over 105 youth in the past 3 years. And we also were able to bring about 10 youth as volunteers and interns. And then some of them used to be students themselves in the previous years. How they came back to give to their community, and that was great.
Our mission is inclusive civic engagement, and we do that through interpretation, translation, and equipment rental services with our language services program. And we also do a fair amount of advocacy around the city with various Language Access Coalition partners and other community members.
This workforce tool will only encourage the participants, so immigrants in this community, to what they've been doing it. Interpret it for family members, for neighbors, for co-workers, to be able to say, I'm a trained interpreter, a professional interpreter, and I'm working on this career.
So MCS is most proud to be able to use the funding from the Mayor's Office on African Affairs to fund our community interpreter training, as well as the Interpreters and Translators Professional Development Workshop, which is a skill building opportunity for them, and the video, which has been on our wish list for a long time to supplement both of those trainings.
Word for word it honestly just doesn't work because things just don't always make sense. So we learned to put this in a way that they understand, make it easier on them, even if it's like a little bit harder on you, but that's your job, so.
I started with the Saturday academic program, and then I put in the application for the daycare, the French immersion from the age 0 to 5. That's where we started the Renaissance Center.
When they come here, they can come and sit down one-on-one and say, I didn't know what this is. I didn't have the math. I didn't know it, so I didn't want to do it. So we talk about those things as well. And those things go into behavioral problems too, because they get labeled a behavioral child that didn't listen. It wasn't that they didn't listen, they didn't understand.
In our partnership with the Mayor Office of African Affairs, we received a grant this year. And with the grant, we did a lot. We assist the kids with their education and make sure that they improve in mathematics and reading. Also, we have this program, Saturday Academy program, which is a ballet and tap dance class and French class as well. I'm very proud of that program, having special needs kids in the center and working with other kids.
Bread for the City is a 42-year-old social services and medical clinic organization that has been operating in Northwest DC. We founded a program that would help people collect the application materials they needed to apply for Section 8 wait lists. Wandamu and his staff make sure that Bread for the City's clients have access to materials that are in Amharic, that they can receive services in the language that they understand, and that they're able to also get that same level of quality care from our social workers that our English-speaking clients do.
We are using the grant as a financial resource to carry out our day-to-day activities.
Bread for the City's mission is to serve the people of DC with dignity and respect, and that's a mission that I believe we share with the Mayor's Office on African Affairs and with the Horn of Africa Community Institute. And we're really grateful to be working with such great people to make our city a better place.
Our mission is to reduce the burden of cancer on African immigrants that live in our community, especially in the district.
What I like is to see the people, engaging people into discussion about breast cancer.
I'm partnered with the African Women's Cancer Awareness Association to provide wigs to cancer patients who are going through treatment to make sure they have hair replacement during their treatment.
We are most excited about the Mayor's Office on African Affairs being able to provide us with money to do the work for our community. To this date, we have been able to outreach to 3,733 immigrants in the area, and we cannot thank the Office of African Affairs enough for that. We have referred over 136 women for breast cancer screening. We also included the non-communicable disease like diabetes and hypertension.
The Person Center provides direct supportive services to individuals and families. We also provide cultural competency training to organizations who serve African immigrants within the District of Columbia. We have been funded by the Mayor's Office on African Affairs twice. The 21st of August, we did a large health fair at the International Ethiopian Evangelical Church, where over 300 people came to receive different types of healthcare related services.
The Mayor's Office on African Affairs has been supporting our community-based organizations through this capacity building grant, as well as providing technical services, providing ways of marketing and creating visibility for our community-based organizations as they do the work that they do to provide services for our constituents and our residents, African residents in the district. In this time that we've had the grant, we've seen a lot of progress and improvement. We've seen a lot of collaboration between the organizations, which is really a good thing because no one organization has complete services of its own. So the more that they work together, the more that they're able to expand their reach and provide holistic services to our communities in the district.